it's relative, right? So people judge having good spray. Hold on, I'll show you. People judge having good spray because they want your spray to look like, okay, if your spray control looks like this on the wall, then they're like, oh my God, you're the best player in the world. But realistically, that doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't need to be that precise, to be clear. Like, if your spray is this precise, you need to go to therapy for how many hours you trained, okay? The point is like the rough guideline is, let's just use this box for an example because it's actually about the perfect size. This box, as long as you're spraying in a box that's about this size, a player model is going to fit into this one pretty much perfectly. Actually, we bring down the borders just a tiny bit to here. The player model is going to be in here. All the important areas that you need to hit are going to be inside of this box, right? So as long as you can keep it inside of a box like that size, then you're always going to be fine, right? And that's how people need to judge spray control. It's not about the dot, how tight your spray is. It's about as long as it's in this area. Because if you hold yourself to such a tight boundary, then you're always going to think you suck when you don't. So like with that being said, when you go for sprays, you always want to just see if it stays in that box. Because right here, even though it's like, oh, you went to the right, no, it doesn't matter because that still would have hit the person that's shooting me, right? That's why it doesn't like, and also at a certain point, the AK spray does kind of become a little more, I don't like to use the word RNG, but like the last X, I don't know what it is, X amount of bullets are like a little different, right? So it's like, because sometimes it goes higher, sometimes it goes, you know what I mean? Like these are not the same. Like they're close, they're not the same though. So you can't plan for every bullet. The only ones you can realistically plan for is like, I don't know, the first 10 or so. You understand? So you got to just keep that in mind. You want to reference the box, and then you get to a point, I can't see the box, but you get to a point where like your long range spray, you can kind of see like, look, I had one bullet that went out, which is fair, right? But like, look, this is still like, I'm going to hit that. I'm going to get that kill, right? That's how you judge how good your spray is. I don't know. Like some people just, they think the wrong things. Like your spray is not about how tight your spray is on the wall. Like it doesn't matter. Like this is perfectly acceptable. Like you're not going to find a pro that, I mean, you probably can, but you're not going to find a pro that cares if it's not like perfect, right? It doesn't realistically matter. We finally got a game. Thank God, dude. And that's what I'm saying. If you can keep your spray in that box, that's why it's easy. That's why it can be easy to spray long range instead of tapping, because you'll be able to shoot faster and kill faster than tapping. That's like what I would say is like, that's like the easiest way to like judge how good your spray is. In terms of practicing, you can just practice by shooting on a wall. You can practice however you want. Like genuinely, it doesn't really matter how you practice it. I did it in headshot only deathmatch just to practice my control on tiny targets, but if you want to do it against a wall, in a server, aim bots, like all of those are fine, bro. Okay, do you pull down quicker if it's long range? Yeah, so the reason, this is how you explain this. If I'm here, I don't even need to pull down at all, right? But if I'm like here, I pull down a little bit, right? To get to where I want it to go. Because even from this far, like I'm only pulling down a little bit and it's mostly fine. But if I come down here, I have to pull down farther to compensate for the geometry. Do you understand? So that's what I mean. Yeah, you do pull down a little bit faster the farther you are.